Yes, welcome to the third session where we look at how to purchase a computer system. Purchasing of a computer system can be very tedious and very difficult. There are a lot of factors to consider when purchasing a new computer, whether you need it for home, school, or your business. A new computer can be a major purchase. This session provides guidelines and direction to students on how to purchase a computer system and how to maintain a computer system as a whole. At the end of this session, you'll be able to understand and explain the purpose, underline the purchase of a given computer. Be able to identify the steps to consider in purchasing a new computer, and also be able to identify different types of computer systems for different programs and purposes. We'll also be able to maintain a given computer system. Introduction to purchasing a computer. Whether you need it for home, school, or business, a new computer can be a major purchase. There are a lot of factors to consider, like price, reliability, warranty, memory, CD drives, and reinstallation software packages. So in purchasing a computer system, one needs to consider all these factors. If you are buying a computer for a first time, you should choose your application after you have carefully identified your processing needs and the purpose of the computer system. For example, you need to ask yourself some few questions. What will be the major uses for this computer system? What is the volume of data involved? And do I need to print in color or just the normal black and white? Will other people use the computer system or it will only be personal? Some buy systems for family. It could be the nuclear. It could even be the extended family. It could be for school, and it could even be for a small business. And all this must be considered in buying a computer system. Steps in purchasing a computer system. Basically, there are 5 main steps in purchasing any computer system. And these steps are: 1. Consider what you need the new computer for. And that should be the first step to consider. Without the purpose and the need, there's no need buying the computer. Is it going to be for academic exercise or purpose? It's going to be for a business operations, home, and what have you. You need to consider the purpose, the need, and the people involved, people who use the computer system. If you are buying a computer system for just an individual, there's a way to go. And if it's for a family, there's also a way to go. So you need to consider the need for the new computer system. Now, the second step to consider is also the specifications. The specifications. And this is very important because if you are buying it as an individual for academic work, the system will be different from buying it for a business operations. And for any type that you want to use it for, whether gaming, for multimedia, for individual use, for business, for home use, you need to consider the specification. And of course, you need to take into consideration the speed of the processor. You also need to consider what we call the hard disk space, and then the memory as well. Now, there are other things besides these 3 that I have mentioned, like the USB ports, the number of USB ports. You also need to know whether it can support wireless transmission. You also need to know the resolution and all that you want to use it for, so that in terms of the screen and in terms of clarity, you know the exact system. Are you going to use what we call the internet interface card or the network interface card, and other books you say the internet card? You also need to consider all these ports so as to get the right specification. The size, for example, now we are talking about hard disk space or size of 1 terabyte. All the modern devices are coming with 1 terabyte. So based on your need, you may go for 500 gigabytes, or you may even go for 600 gigabytes. If there is a need to go for 1 terabyte, you can still go for 1 terabyte. For the speed, you can go for a reliable speed of 3.0 hz, and then for the memory, 8 gig or so would do for the operation. The third step to consider is the choice of the operating system. The operating system is what will run the application, and that will run the technicalities of the system. Some time ago, we used to run Windows 2000, came to Windows 2000 Mean, then we moved to XP. From XP, we had a short dispensation of Vista, then we came to Windows 7, now 8, and so on and so forth. So you need to consider the operating system. Which one are you going in for? Is it Windows 8 or 7? Or you still want to go back and use XP? And of course, based on the functionality and the need. The next step, that is the fourth step to consider, is the right monitor. And I'll be very shocked if some of you will still go in for the cathode ray tube monitors, the big size monitors. They are now obsolete, archaic. And now we are using what we call the flat or the flat panels, or what some others would say the flat screens, LCDs, the liquid crystal display. And this is what we are using in this dispensation. Now you can go in for different sizes, right from 15 inches to even 40 inches. But the 40 will be too big for academic work based on your need. 15, 20, or 15 thereabout will be okay for any academic exercise. But big institutions that are interested in big screens can go in for a very big screen. Now let's look at the fifth step, and this is where we bring in the accessories. You need a speaker? Do you need a microphone? Do you need a printer? And any other auxiliary storage that you may need, you need to get it right. Some buy the set, the computer system, then later on try to get speakers, printers, and all that. In trying to buy a computer system and to make a good purchase, you need to consider all this. And then at the end of the day, you buy it from the right place. You buy it from the same place. And that will make your purchase complete. Think about the accessories, the ones that you need, and then you buy the system together with the accessories at the same place. Now let's consider some of the factors that we need to critically look at before purchasing a computer system. Now let's first consider the reputation of the company. I know some of you are in the habit of buying from the roadside, but you need to buy from a reputable organization, company, so as you can go, if there is a problem, you can still go there and then have it rectified. Now, let's also think about the warranty agreement, which is also a factor to consider. Some buy without warranty agreement, but you need to get a warranty agreement to cover for a certain period. In terms of the repair agreement between the seller and then the buyer for a period. And this is what we are talking about, the warranty agreement. If there is any problem with the system, you can still go back and then you have it replaced, or you have another one in place. Sometimes some of the parts could also be replaced based on the faultiness of the system. You also need to consider the price. You don't go to market and see one computer system and just buy and then go back to campus. You need to do a market survey. Look at the prices from different markets. Look at the prices from different shops. And then at the end of the day, you can come to an agreement on what to buy and the price to use. Determine the minimum amount of money you can afford. So you need to know your wallet, you need to know your wallet size, and you need to know your financial status before you purchase any computer system. And as I said earlier on, try and buy all the computer accessories, all the parts at the same place, and then ensure that the system is set up for you at the first time. You might not be a computer guru or expert, so we may take it home and then you may not be able to set it up to configure the system. So you need to have it done right at the shop where you are purchasing. And then, of course, provide good security and protection for the computer system, including backups, password, usernames, and all the accounts, so as the system can last longer for you. Now, let's conclude this session by looking at the maintenance issue in computer system, maintaining a computer system. Now, how do we maintain a computer system? You can maintain a computer system by having a regular servicing. The system must be serviced regularly. And I know most of you don't subject your system to regular servicing. Some of you, since you bought your PCs and your laptops, you have never given it out for servicing. You only take it to the repairer or to the technician when there's a problem. And it's a bad habit. We need to refrain from it. You need to clean you need a clean, dust-free, and air-conditioned environment to operate. So we shouldn't be sitting at a dusty place with our computer systems. It will affect the system itself. Do not plug any electrical item into one socket with the computer system. And a lot of people do that. You have so many devices, electrical devices, and we plug together with the computer system. It may affect the computer system. Provide a good chair and lighting system anytime you are using the computer, and this will help in line of your health, and of course it will put your health in good shape. Back up your computer completely, regularly, and it is also a very good way of keeping the computer safe, and of course your data as well. In case there's any problem with your computer, you can fall on the backup. Computer systems must also be kept under lock and key in terms of security, so as no other person can come and pick your computer system in your absence. Password must be reinforced. Your user accounts and modern systems now use what we call the biometrics. You can have your fingerprints, you can have your face, you can have your signature, and so many body chemistry to have access to the system, and this must be enforced in order to maintain security. You must also avoid stress from continuous use. So for a given period, you must take some few minutes off the computer monitor or the computer system, and then have a stretch, go run, and come back to the computer system. You must also avoid noise in the computer room, and you shouldn't take food or any beverage to the computer room, because this may also affect the computer system. This is where we draw the curtains on the third session